Hey, what is up, guys? It is Metagames GX here, and we are going to be doing a 40 card Branded Despia Deck Profile. I had a lot of requests for this, so I figured I would make good on that. It was also a light goal back in the day, so just wanted to do that. Also, I did get first place with this at recently an event, so locals, nothing too big, but I do think that this build is really cool. Hyper consistent, I will give it that. I just think the grind game might not be there, but I think if you want a very hyper consistent, very strong build that you can get around 40 cards, I think this is the one for you. So guys, with that being said, make sure to leave a like or a dislike on the video depending on how you liked it by the end of this video. Also leave a comment below what you guys thought about this video, what you guys think about Branded in the format. Also, check out the links down below. Join the channel, become a member today to support the channel. Also, you can use my TCG Player affiliate link on all your purchases. Use my Whatnot affiliate link, and then check me out on Twitter, join my Discord, all that fun stuff. So let's get into it. We are running a 41 card main deck. Yes, I do say 40 card in the title. You can take out one card if you'd like. I'll let you guys know which card you can. I just think you're really limiting yourself when you're saying, oh yeah, I have to run 40. I think that this deck facilitates any amount over 40. I just think when you are running 40, there are upsides, like you can see your side deck, and then also you are able to see your power cards a lot more often in your opening hand. So I think that's why I chose to make this build. Now we have 3 Fallen of Albaz, obviously. I think this card is one of the best cards in the deck. You have to run at 3. Anything less is cope. I think that 2 Cartesia is very good for a build like this. You don't need the 3rd in a 40 card build. I think you see the 2 plus your fusion deployment, which is basically 5 copies of Cartesia in a 40 card deck. You will likely have Cartesia access. So I think that running 2 is just fine in that occasion. Then also for the Despia monsters, actually, and then for the last Albaz monster, we do have the Albion the Shrouded Dragon. We're only running 1 because we're running a shorter build, so we don't want to brick on multiple copies. I think 1 just gets the job done. I think it's been very standard to run 1, right, or to run him at 3, but when you're trying to downsize on the deck, I think that you can run him at just 1 just fine. And now for the Despia monsters, we have 3 Aluber. Finally got them platinums into QCR. And then 2 Quem, and then 1 Tragedy. So, I guess we could count Mercurier too. So, 3 Aluber you have to run. You could run 2 for the less normal summons. I think that 3 just helps you with the consistency, so I'm running 3. I just want to see Aluber. It's the best combo in the deck. So, and then Quem is very good too. You gotta run it at 2 in my opinion in any serious branded build because you need it to play through Nib. You just need it for the grind game, and at 40 cards, you basically really need more of a grind game, and running 2 of this allows you to have more of a grind game. Just very good for playing through hand traps as well. Now we do have 1 Tragedy and 1 Mercurier. I think you only need 1 Mercurier because we aren't running Allure of Darkness. If you're running Allure of Darkness, you could consider running more, but I think you only need 1. You're going to either banish it or you're going to search it, and that'll be that. Tragedy is nice as a 1 of 2. Obviously, we aren't on Allure or Patchwork, so you don't need to run more. And now we are going for the rest of the monsters. 1 Gimmick Puppet and then 2 Bestial, Saronir and Lubellion. Gimmick Puppet, obviously, because it's one of the best. It gives our deck a very good win condition going first, so you run it, and then 2 Bestials. I think you'll need the Magnemine. You don't need more Sarniers in a short build like this, so it's just fine. It's also cope to not run the Bestials, so run the Bestials, guys. Lost is one of your best cards. And then also it's not bad to just snipe an IP Masquerader or just the mirror match. Then for the spells, you got 3 Branded Fusion, starting off on the branded spells. Also look at this nice German Branded Fusion with that spiraling, very nice. I need to get 2 more. And then 3 opening, 1 High Spirits, 1 Lost, 2 Red, and 1 Retribution. So, I think this is quite standard. Honestly, now I think 2 Branded Red you kind of have to be running. I mean, this is something this is my 41st card. You could cut it down to 1. My opinion, I just think running 2 gives you a really good grind game. So, I think that is just fine. And one Retribution, obviously, and then Lost is one of the best cards in your deck, and you run the one High Spirits, even though you aren't running Kit, because you, it does bridge you into things and helps you play through hand traps, helps you unbreak your hands with Albaz, too, especially being a lower build with the Bestials. I think this card's just fine at 1. Helps you extend, helps you play through hand traps very well, and helps you, like, search out Mercurier or something like that you need. You could consider running Kit in a build like that, but it worked out just for me. And then, yeah, the rest is pretty standard. Just think you could consider not running the 2 red if you want to cut down a little bit more. It's just nice to be able to use 1 on your turn and then 1 on your opponent's turn, or 1 on your opponent's turn, then 1 on the crackback. Generic extenders, 3 fusion deployment. This card's like basically another branded card, and then 1 foolish, 1 gold sark, and 1 called by, just god cards essentially. You want to see them. They're very good extenders. This helps you play through. If you see this card, you win the game with Branded Fusion. And then 3 droplet, because it's the best board breaker right now, in my opinion. I have been seeing a lot of people, including Pack, running Dark Ruler No More. I still think this card is better than Dark Ruler No More. It's just, that's just me. I think that the fact is you can use it on your turn or your opponent's turn. You can set it as an interruption piece, which is nice when you're playing through hand traps. You know, you're going to end on a Mirror Jade plus a droplet. You're probably turn skipping, whatever else. So I think it's definitely fine. And I think it's better going first or going second in our deck. Obviously, it's nice to have the dark ruler, but we side it and we don't brick on it going first for that reason. So 3 droplet, and then to round out the rest of our cards, we have 3 fusion or 3 triple tactics thrust, 1 triple tactics talents, and 1 fusion deployment. So I think that you need to be running these cards if you're running branded, frankly, so that's just kind of what it is. These cards are standard. I feel bad for budget players, but honestly, if you want to play branded at the highest level, you kind of have to be running these cards. 1 tactics, because you can just search out. Also, we're on 40, so you don't want to brick on like seeing 2 of these. It really sucks seeing more than 1. And then fusion duplication, kind of the same reasoning at 40 cards. A lot of people have been running this at 3 copies in the main deck, or even the side deck. We are siding some, so just in the main deck, I just don't want to be bricking. I think just to keep the card size down, I think it's fine at 1 in the main deck. So yeah, that was the 41 card main deck, guys. It was kind of a short main deck deck profile, but you know, we'll get right into the extra deck. And you know, I think I chose the best cards you could be running at 41 cards, and I think it makes the most consistent experience you could be having. I know Clifton Land also ran Super Polys. Things you can consider is cutting some cards for some more board breakers if you're having trouble going second with this build. Alright, for the fusion monsters now, you have 2 Mirror Jade, still running 2 Mirror Jade. Obviously you need 2. I think you need 1 for... It's just nice because you need to use 1 as like a battering ram to break a lot of boards in this format, so I think that's fine to run 2. And then we don't run ad lib, so you kind of need the second. And then 2 Albion the Branded Dragons. It's cope to run 1 of these, honestly. 1 Lubellion, and then because that's all you need, and then Sanctifier, because it's like one of the best cards in the extra deck. It's so broken, and I will use it until it gets banned. And then 1 Albulinatus, because this is now standard. Someone give me a Starlight, please. For some reason I didn't pick up the Starlight before the price spike, but anyways, yeah, no, this card's great. It's your one-stop shop for killing Tenpai, essentially. It also just is really broken into the Snake Eye board, because what you could do is set Albaz, pretend you basically bluffed, and then you can contact Fuse off their Hope Harbinger plus Flameburge, and then just attack over their 2-mat Apo plus their Flameburge, wherever they summoned off of that, and kill their whole board just with an Albulinatus. Very broken. And then for the last of the Albaz monsters, you have Titanclad and Rinbrum, kind of really standard. Rinbrum's very good just to send as an interruption piece, and Titanclad's just amazing to set up the Quem for the gimmick lock. And then also it's a very good card against things like Dinomorphia, because it's unaffected by extra deck monsters, so very good. And then for the rest of the extra deck, you have 2 Granguignol, and that is it for the... and then 1 Quertus. And yeah, no, I think that you kind of have to be running these guys right now, in my opinion. 2, Quertus is very good. I think that Lulu's very good too, but I think that Quertus just still fits a niche against a lot of the rogue decks that you still have to run it for. And then 2 Granguignol, you need to run 1 for your turn and then 1 to send on your opponent's turn to secure a gimmick lock, essentially, or just to help facilitate the grind game. It's very good, especially when you run 3 card. I don't run 3 card in this build, but that's fine. And then we have Borreload Furious Dragon for the generics. Also, this should be in my side deck. Dracos Tapelia and Guardian Chimera. So I think these are what you need to be running these cards if you're running branded right now. Dracos Tapelia is broken just against so many important attacks, especially like Tenpai. The fact you can change their level, and then also it's a continuous effect, so it plays through their field spell if they ended up having it. Also, Borreload Furious Dragon's very good against, you need it against Tenpai to pop their field spell, and also you need it against stun decks and Labyrinth. It's very good against those matchups, and then same with Guardian Chimera just for blowing out people with branded and red. But this card's just Borreload Furious Dragon. Just, I go into this more than anything. It's almost another branded monster, honestly. So let's get into the side deck, and we'll explain my choices here. One Masquerade for, time purposes. And then one Blazing Branded King because we don't want to auto-lose to stun, so this is a very good main deck out that you can just search off of Albion or anything just to out a bunch of cards. Also, it's very good against Droplet and Called by the Grave, so I think it's good against most decks going first. So also, you can just pitch it and then recur it back. I've debated about it in the main deck before in a lot of builds. And then 1D Barrier because we hate Tenpai. It was either this or a Blackout Laughs. I just think this also hits a bunch of other decks, and it hits them a lot harder than Blackout Laughs, including like the Mirror Match. So I think this is a very good card. Obviously, in the Mirror Match, you can call Fusion after you've done all your Fusion effects. So, and then for the rest of the side deck, 2 Fusion Duplication because we need something for going first. So we were going to side these in, always going first, essentially. Take out like the droplets, and then also just put in the Blazing Branded King, and you kind of just have your siding patterns for going first very easily, or the D barrier, depending on the deck. This just goes in against anything because it helps you play through hand traps. Hard opening Fusion Duplication going first is very broken, so that's why you run it. I think you should mandatory run at least 3 copies between your main and side deck right now if you're playing branded, right? The card's just way too good not to run. Like, whenever you see that card in your opening hand, you just know you're winning when you already have an into branded Fusion. 2 Lightning Storm, because we like to board break. I think board breakers are really good in Branded Despia, so I think that's what we're going to be running as a board breaker package. It's performed very well for me. It's just the fact you can go like evenly matched into Dark Ruler No More, into Harpy Feather Duster against something like a stun deck is very important. Lightning Storm's just there to facilitate basically clearing boards. It's a very good deck card because you can use it against monsters or spells and traps, and you aren't running too many Bastilles, so it's always going to be lives. And with the Evenlies, and then the Dark Ruler is very good because you can thrust out any of these, so that's important. I think this is the best board breaker package you could be running in Despia right now, and if you're not running it, you should try it out. It's very good. Then 1 Shaddoll Dragon for the 15th card because you can just go Branded Fusion, send Shaddoll Dragon with a Lubellion to pop a back row against any stun deck and just completely blow them out. Like, Shaddoll Dragon puts you so far ahead against those decks because usually it's just one back row that's going to really fuck you up. So like having this plus Boral plus Guardian Chimera is just way too busted. So are there any changes I'd make? Not really. I think for a 40 card deck, I think there's something I could be considered. Like some of my games, I had a weaker going second hand, so I think I could consider Book of Eclipses or Dark Rulers in the main on top of the droplets, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I could maybe main more talents. I think that Clifton Land was on 9 board breakers. I'm only on 3 besides the thrust, so that's definitely something you could consider. Just, I think Book of Eclipse is very good for dodging Imperm and Valor right now, so things you could consider. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Make sure to check out Branded Cast if you haven't already. It's my branded based podcast. We just had Galzo, and now we just had Pack on, so by the time this video is out, the Pack video should be out. Guys, make sure to check out. We had amazing conversations with some of the top players in the game about branded and everything branded related. We even go into other things like the new format, so if you're not always into branded, that's fine. We talk about other things too, even though it's a brand based podcast. It's just bringing the branded community together to show them off on the channel and talk about everything Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, guys, we'll be seeing you guys later. Have a good one. Make sure to leave a like. Let's get this video to 150 likes for the combo video. Peace out, guys. MetaGamesGX signing out.